Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have the Smart Grinder Pro from Breville to review for you guys. Some of you may know that I was looking for a good grinder for a while, trying to find one that we can use for different course settings easily, and it doesn't require complicated readjustment to get to another brewing method. So I looked at several models from entry level to professional expensive grinders, and I ended up ordering this one because honestly it was reasonably priced and it matches the rest of my coffee bar. The LEDs, the knobs, and the stainless steel look of it appeal to the nerd in me, and I am glad to say I have not been disappointed. This is a very well constructed grinder with excellent features, a great design, easy to use and customize. I have been using it right now for almost a month and it works very well with consistent grinding every time. It takes a bit of practice and patience to find the right grinding number for the coffee beans that you use, but once you do, it's a smooth sailing from there. I hope I didn't give it all away in the intro because I have very well planned video for you guys, so let's get started. First, I really like how adorable this grinder looks and its small footprint. It doesn't take that much space, which is really nice, and it has a cord storage on the bottom so you can easily wrap it around and store it away if you prefer. Now I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down so I don't forget anything. So on the top here you have a nice large hopper. It can hold 1 pound of beans. It has this nice airtight lid that you can just place on top, and it's made of this like tinted material to protect from sunlight. Now for best tasting coffee, Breville still don't recommend you store your beans in here. They recommend you use your own airtight container. Personally, I just leave them in here because we go through coffee a lot, so they are really not sitting here for a long time. And let's just say, once you open that bag of coffee, you're already risking losing some of the aroma and the freshness. And this hopper is actually removable. You can just twist the center lock to unlock it, and this actually releases the bin but it closes the bottom. So even if you have beans in here, you can remove it. If you want to unload your beans, you would just place it on the top of your airtight container, twist the lock again, and this will unload the beans. I really like having a removable hopper because it really makes it very easy to clean when it starts to get oil buildup. Now inside here you have a removable adjustable upper burr. To remove it, you can just unlock it. Now I don't have to readjust the setting on this one yet. I've been just happy with the factory range so far, but I know some types of coffee may require a wider grind range to achieve an ideal extraction or brew. So if you want to readjust this one, just remove the handle. Now adjust it to the number you want, coarser or finer, and once you're happy with it, just align the number with the handle opening and place the handle back on, and now you can just put it back by pushing it in and lock it. Now I'm going to place my hopper back on and lock it. Down here we have very nice control panel. It's actually really easy to read, and it displays the grind size from finer to coarser, the selected amount of cups and shots that you select, and the grind time. This one is controlled with this grind amount dial. So this gives you the ability to change presets for shots and cups amounts to deliver more or less coffee. For instance, if I want to grind, for example, 4 cups of coffee, so the default dose on this one is 18 seconds. So I can actually turn my dial to change the amount of time the grinder will run for to increase or decrease the dose. And once I have the desired dose that I'm happy with, I can actually save the setting by pressing and holding the grind amount program dial until I hear 2 beeps. All the other numbers and shots will remain unchanged, but every time I press 4 cups, it's going to give me the same amount of ground coffee. Now, if you want to reset it back to the factory setting, you can just press and hold on the shots cups until you hear a long beep. Alright, now we are back to the original setting, and this is the start pause cancel button. You can also grind manually with this button if you press and hold on it. This is the grind size dial. This grinder has at least 60 custom grind settings from espresso to plunger, and within each brew method, like between espresso and drip coffee, you have a wide range of different settings. So you can experiment with different settings by tuning this dial and it actually feels heavy because you are moving some gears up and down, but it feels very solid. As far for accessories, it came with this grinds container. It has a lid and a cap. It seems airtight enough that I wouldn't really sweat it too much, leaving some extra grounds in here for the next morning. And you can grind coffee directly into here. Just make sure you open the cap. I did this mistake before and the grinder didn't like it. So really make sure you open the cap. You can place it here and you grind coffee directly into it. And you can also grind coffee directly into your filter basket or your portafilter. It came with two portafilter holders, one for the large 58mm and one fits the 50 to 54mm. This is the one I have, so you can just slide it in and you can place your portafilter on it like this, and you can grind coffee directly into it. The portafilter activation switch, it's in the back, so you can activate it or cancel it with a press of your portafilter. Alright guys, so now I'm going to show you really quickly how I dial in my espresso. Here I have just a regular French roast from Starbucks. I'm going to place some of these beans in my hopper. So I usually start with the recommended setting, and then I am able to dial in the setting that I want fairly quickly. So for espresso, they recommend you start at the grind size setting set to number 12, and then you can move the grind size coarser or finer as required. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to slide in the portafilter holder. I have a single wall filter basket here, and I'm going to brew double shot. So I have two selected already, and now I'm just going to push the portafilter to start grinding. So this is definitely a lot of coffee, so we need to adjust the time, but I still need to extract this shot to determine what other changes I need to do. So I'm going to just tamp it down. Alright, that looks better. Now I'm going to extract it using my espresso machine, and I'll show you guys the pressure. Yeah, that's definitely sour. Depends on the coffee that you use. You might get high pressure or low pressure like me. So if you got higher pressure, you need to change your grind size setting to a coarser setting. But for low pressure, I need to change it to a finer setting. So I'm going to do that, and we definitely need to adjust the time. So I'm going to set my grind setting to number 5. And for time, I'm going to try maybe 15. And we'll see if we need more or not. Alright, definitely better, but let's tamp it down. Okay, that's much better. Now I'm going to extract it. This is very delicious. The flavor is definitely on point. I usually get the ideal pressure and taste through trial and error. So really feel free to try as many settings as you need to dial in your perfect shot of espresso. I honestly don't use this machine for my espresso because my Barista Express, it actually has a built-in grinder, and that's what I use for my espresso. I use this machine for my drip coffee and pour over. So now let's just put some coffee in here, and I'm going to show you guys how I grind coffee for my drip machine. Now it's very easy to switch from grinding for espresso to grinding for a drip coffee. You can just slide out your portafilter holder and place your container in. And for a drip coffee, I'm liking anything in the mid 30s, so I usually like to do 35. And we can do 4 cups and just hit start. That's a very good cup of coffee. Now I showed you guys how to dial in and customize your settings for the espresso. For drip coffee, I usually don't mess with the settings. I find the presets work just fine for the drip coffee, for the percolator, and for the French press. But if you feel the need to customize those settings to your own liking, feel free to do so, and you would use the same method I showed you guys for the espresso. Alright guys, I really love having a grinder. Now I'm always making coffee with freshly ground beans. That's pretty awesome. And I really think this is a great unit for the price. It gives me consistent grinding every time. So far, very low maintenance. And I love all the grinding options that we have right now because we are always trying different beans and different methods of coffee brewing. And this just makes it very easy to experiment. But that's all I got for you guys today. I really hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please thumbs it up, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye!